Houston Real Estate Radio.
Welcome back to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shannon Register, and today we're going to be talking to you a little bit about foundation repair. But before we do, I want to give you the call-in number. So if you have any real estate questions, you can call in anytime, day or night, leave your question, and we'll answer it the next week, the following Sunday. The phone number is 281-882-8088. Again, that number is 281-882-8088. That is our call-in line for questions. Any questions that you have, leave them there, and we will answer them the following week on the show. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about foundation repair in the Houston area. We find that a lot of people have issues with foundation. So I brought on Brian Gilchriest with me today, and he is with Perma-Pier Foundation Repair. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you.
So tell us, what do you guys do as a foundation repair company? What do y'all do?
Well, we do a lot of everything. We basically do repairs to slab foundations, pier and beam foundations, commercial buildings, industrial structures, multi-unit family structures, apartment buildings. We basically do repairs to all of those. We also install drainage. That's part of foundation maintenance, and sometimes that's part of foundation repair as well.
Okay. In the Houston area as a whole, what do you find is the biggest issue that homeowners have with their foundations? What's the biggest problem out there? Because most of the homes here are built on slabs and very little crawl space. So right. What's the major concern?
Basically, the main thing that we see here in the Houston area is when it gets hot and when it gets dry, you have big oak trees on one part of your lot that start sucking a bunch of moisture out of the soil, and then you'll see deflection in that one area.
Okay. And then what do you do? How do you come in and fix that?
We would come in and basically underpin that one area of the home, prop it back up to where it's supposed to be.
Okay. And any work that you guys do has a lifetime warranty, is that right?
Correct. It's a lifetime transferable warranty.
So the next homeowner, is covered as well.
Right. And we're kind of unique because we actually cover any type of movement on our warranty. We're one of the few companies in the entire state that do that.
Okay.
And we cover it for as long as the house or the building is standing.
So would you say that our big trees we have in Houston are our biggest problem, or is it the soil or water tables? What's the biggest issue that we have?
It's a combination of all that. Okay. I tell people all the time, you don't really have a foundation problem, you have a geology problem. And it's volatile soil, big trees, lack of moisture is what causes it 95% of the time. Okay.
I know when I'm representing buyers, a lot of times the sellers don't even know they have a foundation issue until the buyers come in. You know, they've been in the house 20 years. They've never had a problem. The buyers come in and get inspections done. Right. And the inspector says, I think we have a foundation issue. And then at that point, what do you recommend to buyers? What should they do if the inspector says, hey, I think this house may have a foundation issue? What do you recommend to buyers? What should they do next?
Well, there's one of two ways you can go. If you have a trustworthy, reliable foundation repair company, you can have them come out. I always say trustworthy and honest because you want to make sure if it's just moving a little bit and not really failing, you want a company that will tell you that.
Right.
Or you can also go get a structural engineer.
Okay.
To have them come out and do an inspection on the foundation as well.
Okay. About how much does that cost? Do you know?
A structural engineer is going to cost you about $300 to come out.
Okay. And so then once they come out and they say, yes, there's definitely something going on with this foundation, then like your company could come out and actually do the repair work.
Correct.
And what's the average cost for repair work that you've seen in your company, in the Houston area? Average
cost is about $4,500. There's jobs that are bigger than that. There's jobs that are smaller than that as well.
I think most buyers, when they hear that there's a foundation issue, it kind of freaks them out a little bit. Everybody's really worried at that point.
Right.
For some homes, when the seller has a home with a foundation issue, whether it's been repaired or not, sometimes it's kind of a death sentence for that house. Right. Buyers aren't interested. They don't want anything to do with it. But really, that shouldn't be the case, right? Because you've got a lifetime warranty if it's been repaired.
Right.
What do you recommend to those buyers looking at homes with foundation issues?
Well, what I always tell buyers is, if it's been repaired, it's been repaired. It's not it's not something to be afraid of once it's been repaired, or if it needs repairs, it can be repaired. I've yet to see a foundation that couldn't be fixed.
It's just a matter of cost.
Correct.
Is it cost effective to fix it, right?
Correct.
Okay, and you do offer free estimates when you come out, is that correct?
Right. It doesn't cost anything for us to come out. It just takes a little bit of your time.
Okay, all right. And let's talk for a minute about the sellers. When a buyer comes in and the inspector says, hey, I think there's an issue, the seller's first reaction is to go, no, there's no foundation issues in this house. I've lived here 20 years. I know there's no issue. What do you recommend to sellers?
Well, that's a tricky one because, honestly, and being a person who has sold a home before, I feel that it should be their responsibility to take care of that. That's kind of a little bit out of my expertise, but really, if you're selling your home and it has a foundation repair or a foundation problem, that really should be your responsibility to take care of that.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. I mean, your buyer wants to be ready to move in. Now, of course, if they're getting a really good deal on the house,
Right.
The seller may not fix it. But under normal circumstances, I would think that it would be the seller's responsibility to fix it and then use that transferable warranty.
Correct.
Give that transferable warranty to the buyer. Sometimes I've heard that when I'm watering my lawn, I should make sure to water the foundation of the house. Is that really going to be helpful? Is that really going to keep it from getting all those big cracks in the walls?
It actually is, because
Okay.
what you're looking for is lot consistency with moisture. So just watering your lawn does help. Watering your foundation helps, but really you need to do both.
Okay.
It's really a complete lot outlay. You want there to be equal moisture levels across all parts of your yard.
Okay.
You also need to take special account for really large trees, or another killer is red tip photinias. If you have a whole bunch of those real close to your house, those drink a lot of water on a daily basis.
Really?
Yeah, so you need to make sure that you're putting additional water where you have large trees or large shrubs as well.
Okay. Now, when homeowners walk around their house, they're always worried about any new cracks that come up. And I've heard the saying in real estate that if it's a horizontal crack, you don't need to worry. If it's a vertical crack, it means a foundation issue. So, what do you say about that? What do you tell homeowners when they say, "Well, there's cracks"? Do you think there's a problem? What do you recommend?
Cracks just mean movement, and foundations are designed to move and to flex, but brick and mortar and drywall aren't necessarily, they're not very forgiving. The type of crack, you kind of explained two different types of movement. Horizontal cracks mean one type of movement. Those angular cracks or stair-stepping cracks mean a different type of movement. While both of those can be within tolerances, both of them are probably something that should be checked out if you see them.
Okay. Because sometimes, people will just use a little bit of putty filler over it and paint right over it. And
Right.
But if it's a true foundation issue, it's going to keep coming back, right?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to just correct themselves.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And we talked about the warranty. You said it is transferable to the next buyer, which is a good thing. It's a lifetime warranty. What exactly does that mean?
Well, that means as long as that house is standing or that building is standing upright,
Okay.
we're going to cover the work that we did.
Fantastic.
And it, like I said, it does transfer, but it's a life of the home warranty, and it's a warranty on the home, the repair on the home.
Okay. Any difference between homes that are built out in rural areas versus in the city and neighborhoods where they're, real close together? Any difference in foundation issues?
Yeah, homes that are real close together a lot of times can lead to drainage problems because you have all that water that comes off the roof in a very shallow area between homes, and you can actually get too much moisture accumulating in those areas during the rainy season. The winter and early spring seasons here in Houston. Out in the country, usually you see big open lots with big trees around your house, and that leads to a lack of moisture. So you can see different problems in different areas.
Okay, fantastic. Great information. I think this is really good information that consumers can use, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
If consumers want to give you a call and want to get some help with their foundation issues, how can they reach you?
They can call us at 713-849-9993. That's our office number. Or you can call me direct at 832-598-1079.
Fantastic. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's great information, and we'll be right back.